And that's the story of how I dedicated my life to Scientology.
Ooh,
You're gonna
what
have
a
to
great story.
You're gonna have to cut that out.
I know, that's actually a perfect start. I'm leaving it just like that. Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming in for another episode of Sweet Nothings Podcast with Tony and Freddie. I am still Tony.
I'm still Freddie. I'm not happy about it either.
All right, let's get things rolling. I guess.
Cheers.
Cheers. Did you do anything fun this weekend?
I
how'd
did.
That go?
Well, since we last talked, it seems like it turned to summer weather-wise.
Yeah, it's been fucking hot as shit.
It has been. I did. We saw Tom Petty and Joe Walsh.
Whoa.
At the Q.
How was that?
Awesome.
Amazing, I bet.
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't it be?
Yeah. Like, I try to see Tom Petty anytime he's around, and I take my mom for the most part.
Okay.
Sometimes we go just friends, but just a bunch of friends go.
Okay, because at first, like, sometimes me and my mom go just as friends.
Well,
but...
we always just friends, but sometimes I take my mom and sometimes I take my friends. And if I had it my way, I would have Tom Petty come twice because I would see him with my mom, and then I would see him with my friends. Because you're not gonna party with your mom, but
right.
It feels like summertime when Tom Petty's here. Usually he plays at Blossom outdoor venue, and this time he was at the Q. But I got to see Joe Walsh too. I've been a Joe Walsh fan for a while.
That's sweet. Well, at least it being in the Q is probably nice and air conditioned, and
yeah,
not be with the heat. I mean, I think
that's true.
Going to a show at the Blossom right now would fucking suck.
I know, but I still like it. No, it's
no,
still a crazy party.
No, I agree, but like, you're drinking beer. You're not really drinking water. You're just slamming. You're just getting yourself more dehydrated.
Yeah.
And fucking 95-degree weather.
One time we went and saw him, and we're like, when you go to Blossom, for those of you that don't know, it's an big outdoor amphitheater on a big hill, and it's kind of like backwoods roads as you approach it. So it's bumper to bumper traffic of all these concert goers.
Yeah.
So it's kind of customary. Like, I've seen a lot of other people do it. You just kind of start drinking in the car. And it's the only time when you can just drive around and drink beer. But when you pull up, this is what they tricked me one time. When you pull up and get your parking spot, we just are drinking beer. And then this lady approached us looking professional, and she had a thing, and she was like, I'm going to have to stop you guys. And she pulled out this book like she was going to write us a ticket. And we were like, no way. There might have been like an underage person with us. I don't remember, but it was not a good look.
No.
And they and she was like, I'm going to write you guys a ticket. And we were like, oh no, you gotta be kidding me. I thought that this was just party, a parking lot. It seems like everybody else is partying. Why are you singling us out? And then she was like, I'm gonna write you a ticket for having too much fun. And at that point, like, all your problems go away. And then she asked for donations for whatever good cause she's touting or whatever, and so you're like, all right, here's $10, here's $20.
Give me a ticket.
Yeah,
this is way cheaper than a ticket.
You're saving me hundreds.
Here's $10 and a beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't tell anybody where you got it.
Yeah. But I like going to Blossom, but this was just as good. I try, like, summertime, like, I try to take my mom to 2 concerts. I take my
really cool.
to anytime James Taylor is here.
Okay.
Because I got a soft spot in my heart for James Taylor just because, my mom played him growing up. And then Tom Petty is the other one.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen Tom Petty, but I bet it's fucking sweet as shit.
Yeah. I mean, he played 2 hours of hits.
How does he look? I feel like he would be like a skeleton.
Like, I think this is the first time I've seen him sober. Like, a few years ago, he came out, like, a big article came out where he's like, he's always been a pothead, but he's like, I've been high on heroin this whole time, and now he's finally clean. And he like doesn't look like Skeletor anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he like in the past he's looked like Terry Schiavo when you see just like hungry and gaunt.
Right.
But this time he looked pretty good. Yeah. and
good.
Joe Walsh, I like him forever. I've never been an Eagles fan, but I like Joe Walsh.
Right.
Just a killer guitar player.
Yeah, man, that sounds super sweet.
Yeah, it was. It was worth going
jealous.
to.
Yeah.
Expensive tickets, but it was worth every day.
Yeah, I imagine. especially A being at Blossom, but when you have
Yeah.
Petty and Walsh.
And I'm not like
huge.
a big concert type guy. I'm not like a big like arena. I don't like any real arena bands, you know.
Right.
But this was worth going to.
Yeah, no, I love, dude. I mean, I like always love going to shows, like especially through like high school and a little bit getting out, and then you start getting to other shit and you don't really start going as much. Because I remember going like to shows at least 2 or 3 times every month.
Oh yeah.
You know.
And it seemed like it was a lot cheaper. Especially like you and I, we kind of liked punk rock shows when we were younger, and you can get like a ticket and a T-shirt, and you're like out $20.
Yeah,
or you're
exactly.
out $25.
But then actually, as of like this year, this has been like the year to be going to shows. Like we've gone to like Voodoo Glow Skulls.
Yeah.
Gone to Newfound Glory. Masked Intruder, Me First and the Gimme Gimmes.
Yeah.
I'm going to AFI next week.
Yeah,
Going
that's
to
cool.
Incubus and Jimmy Eat World are playing together.
Yeah.
There's Dropkick, Rancid, and Bouncing Souls are all playing together.
Nice.
Like Aquabats are coming.
That's
it's
cool.
just so I'm like,
You're like listing off all the shows that I saw in like 2000.
oh
you know
yeah,
what I
this
mean?
is my first time seeing any of these
Yeah.
bands. These were all shit that I saw in high school.
Yeah.
But I paid $10 for the ticket.
Yeah.
And now they're much more expensive.
That's what's like you would. I don't know how much things are. I'm kind of out of touch now. I still go to quite a few shows, but like it just seems way too expensive.
Sometimes you can still luck out. Like I think the Masked Intruder show, I don't think it was actually too much. I mean,
Yeah.
they're still relatively new. If you guys haven't listened to Masked Intruder and you are into like punk pop or pop punk, I'm dyslexic sometimes. They're like a pop punk doo-wop sort of, but they wear ski masks.
Yeah.
And they all wear different color ski masks,
Yeah.
and they, sing like the pop punk like love songs, but it's also like, oh, you seem surprised to find me here waiting for you inside your house.
Yeah.
Or like, let's rob this liquor store and go on a road trip together.
Yeah.
So there's those kind of things. But they're called Masked Intruder, a great band. But, those tickets, if I can remember correctly, weren't pretty cheap. The AFI ticket was like $20. So it depends on what you
would
get.
think it would be like AFI would be more now, you know.
Well, the thing is, the last 3 albums have been dog shit.
Yeah.
So
That's the other thing.
at our age, no one gives a fuck anymore. And I don't even know what like the teenagers actually, how much they actually listen to AFI now,
That's the thing is like they fell off in a big way. I always wondered like if it's just me and I outgrew the music or if they just quit making good albums.
No, their music is just dog shit.
I mean, in
altogether.
general, like a lot of that genre.
Oh, okay.
Like in that genre altogether. I remember like Tiger Army was here recently.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah, I missed
kinda
that
interest
show.
me. Yeah.
I haven't listened to Tiger Army in forever.
Right?
I mean, a lot of those bands I still listen to every day.
Yeah.
Like, I still listen to the old like punk
Sure.
and ska stuff and whatnots. But like, I mean, I prefer that over like all like the new music. Occasionally, I'll find a band that tickles my fancy. That's something new that I'm like, okay, I can really get into this, and then I stick with them through the albums. You know? But
we saw one of my favorite shows this year was for that Republican National Convention. It's Prophets of Rage played, which is Rage Against the Machine.
oh yeah,
With Chuck D from Public Enemy.
Right, I
and
remember hearing
Be
about that.
Real from Cypress Hill.
mm-hmm.
And it was an awesome show. And I haven't seen them since 2000 when they like right before they broke up, you know. And they played with Wu-Tang, so it was good to see them. But I seen, I go to a few shows. I bet you we go to about 2 shows a month or something like that, or 2 shows, 1 show a month, something like that. Or a lot of comedy shows lately. We do more comedy than concerts, I think.
Yeah, I've been to 2 this year. One, I can't remember who it was, and I saw Mike Birbiglia a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Which was super hilarious.
Yeah, he's funny, dude.
Yeah, that was like a bucket list for me too, because I've liked Mike
You
Birbiglia
like him,
for a really
yeah?
long time. Yeah, and my buddy happened to have tickets, an extra one. He's like, hey, and the thing is too is that he looks and has the same mannerisms as Mike Birbiglia. And since, like, when I very first met the dude, I told him, yeah, Jason, I'm talking about you. I told him, I was like, dude, has anybody ever told you, that you sound just, it's got, like, the same mannerisms, too.
Yeah.
Like, it's just fucking amazing. So it was really cool of him to give me that extra ticket. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I saw that a few weeks ago.
That's great. What your weekend?
I was out in Kelly's Island. That was my first time.
It's always a good time.
10 out of 10 would go back.
Yeah.
We did a lot of.
There's for anybody listening that's not from around here, Kelly's Island we have Lake Erie. That's our biggest body of water.
Oh yeah, I guess.
And it's one of the Great Lakes. It's a big freshwater, huge
it's
lake.
So clean.
That's a bummer. We just went to Chicago recently, and you're looking over Lake Michigan, and we're like, holy crap, this is what Lake Erie's supposed to look like. It's crystal clear. It looks great.
We're just trashing it.
Here, we're just waiting in between like hazard warnings to go to the beach, But we go to the beach, and we have an island on it, and it seems like that's where things get weird.
Yeah.
Like it's just a party central.
Right.
Like there's 3 little islands, and 2 of them are kind of like not nearly as party centric, but Put-in-Bay is a big one. Kelly's Island is a set number 2 on the party list.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like got to drive golf carts all weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I tried paddleboarding. I didn't fall, so that's cool.
Wow.
Accomplished that. Boom.
The water's still kind of cold.
It was super cold, man.
Yeah.
Dude, like,
because
and the
it's
sand
90
was so
degrees.
Fucking hot.
The air is 90 degrees. The sand's 350 degrees.
Right.
And the lake is like still
it's
60,
ice
55,
yeah.
And it feels like it's 22.
Oh,
it's
yeah, the whole time that, like, it got in there, like, I only went waist high.
Yeah.
That was the furthest that I went. I was like, I'm not ready to dunk all the way in. So when I was paddleboarding, like, I started off on my knees, and then I switched up to the standing, because I was like, I have to do the standing, right? I'm on a paddleboard. And thank fuck I didn't fall in.
Right.
So, because that would have sucked. I mean, it would have been nice, I guess, after it already happened, but it was fucking cold.
Yeah. That's the sand. I've learned this lesson last year because I just wear shoes. I don't prepare for anything. I don't have like legit swimming trunks.
Oh, yeah,
I just wear basketball shorts. Like what you would sleep in, that's what I'll swim in. And I didn't bring sandals or anything like that, and it's necessary. I found out it's like super necessary because this sand, like when you're a kid, you play the lava game. Where you like throw for us we threw the couch cushions down. We like the carpet is lava, you can't touch it, you know. And I thought for sure like eventually I'm gonna run into some lava as an adult. The closest I've ever come is that fucking sand that just bakes in the sun, and your fresh little tootsies are walking across it.
Oh, yeah,
man.
It's so fucking hot. Yeah, so like I was like hauling ass, like fucking running out into that water. And as soon as I get there, man, I'm like, ooh, like that like air just escaped. Like this is fucking cold, man. Holy shit. So yeah, I only had balls enough just to go waist high. And then you get the kids that are jumping around too, and they start splashing, and then you're like, oh, fuck, that's on my back, but it felt kind of good, but I wasn't expecting it, and it was cold, you know. But no, it was cool. We did drinks and, made foods and played like the giant Jenga game.
Oh, that's fun.
And yeah, it was fun. I would definitely like to go back again. I want to try to do more like trips of going places, like next month's my birthday. And I'm actually planning on going to Philly for the weekend. So that's on the bucket list. Haven't been there yet, but there's a lot of cool historical shit. I also want to do like running up the Rocky Stairs.
Yeah.
They do cheesesteaks with like a nacho cheese.
Yeah.
From what I've seen videos of.
Yeah.
And that looks amazing. So I got to sink my teeth into that. A couple of friends of mine have been to a strip club up there. And they said they're actually standing in line waiting to pay their admission. And as they looked over on stage, there was actually a chick there fisting her asshole, which is amazing.
Yeah.
The place is called Show and Tell, I believe, so that seems very fitting. And I think that's just where I need to be.
Yeah, I think that place is made for you, Tony.
Yeah, like I need to get in there and hang with the locals. And
you need to show up at that door and be like, I'm here. Yeah. I'm here for a reason. Yeah. I got 5 reasons right here. Right. Balled up to meet this lady.
I'm gonna have my tip money inside my fist, so that way if she lets me fist her butt, then I can.
If she lets
I'm
you,
making a deposit.
You mean when?
When she lets me?
When she asks you.
she's like, "Oh, can I get a volunteer?"
Or she's just looking through the crowd and she sees you and she's like, "Those seem like the daintiest hands in the building."
I do have really soft hands. She should be honored to have these fingers fist her butthole. Yeah, and then as I'm I'm gonna make a deposit and then I just drop the money in her butt.
I like that.
Yeah.
Are you a strip club guy?
No.
Me neither.
No, but something like this is very exciting.
Right.
I don't really go to strip clubs because, like, I don't know. The drinks are like, it's like $10 for a beer.
That's the thing is, like, I'm not a sexaholic. I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah, exactly.
I would wave, I'm like, I can be in there and then I'd be like, I can't hear anybody talk. I'm trying to talk to my friends.
Yeah.
And the idea of, like, somebody not wanting to be naked, I don't want them. I'm Shirtful Freddie. Like, I want to put a shirt on everybody. It just seems weird to me, but I can see, like, you're on a big birthday weekend. You got to live it up.
Yeah, I'm not into the lap dances either.
Right.
I mean, that's dumb to pay a girl $20 just for her to dry hump your wiener.
Right.
For,
that sounds
what,
like a
2.5 minutes?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a long time, dude.
I'm not in junior high. I'm trying to get a wet hump.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not about to pay, like, $100 to have some girl fart in my face, and then give me a ZJ. Like, that's just not worth it to me.
No.
But if there's a girl, fisting her butthole on stage,
that's
then
something you gotta see.
Yeah, I think that's something that everybody should get into.
Yeah, you buy the T-shirt.
Who knows what else is going to be going on there?
T-shirt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I came to show and tell, and all I got was this crappy T-shirt. I saw a chick fist her asshole, and all I got was this crappy T-shirt.
Right. There's a place in Windsor. Windsor is where we'd go when you can drink it when you're 19. Before you
I did that when I was 19. Yeah.
Yeah, before you need a passport, like every 19-year-old around here just went up to Windsor. And I remember, I think it was called Cheetahs or some.
Yeah, I went to that
generic.
one.
Did you?
Yeah.
The sign outside said like 19 beautiful women and one ugly one. And I remember the sign. I was like, I'm trying to see that ugly one.
Because they have like a marquee outside, right?
Yeah, it's like this big thing. It's like, 20 beautiful women and one ugly one. And I'm like, I got to see how ugly is she? Right. They almost got me with that marketing.
Yeah. No, I remember being 19 and going to the strip clubs up there. And the thing is that they have the Looney and Toonies,
right?
Which, of those of you that don't know what Loonies and Toonies are, in Canada, they have a $1 coin and a $2 coin called Loonies and Toonies, instead of actually having a paper bill for those. So when you're in strip clubs here, you just have like a dollar bill that you give them, whether you go up to the stage or whatever.
Right.
But it's different. It's weird when you go up there because, like, you're like, yo, I got this coin, but I don't know. Is this gonna hold in your? Is this gonna hold in your string?
You just fling it at them.
Yeah.
Like, flick it. Like heads or tails.
Yeah. Keep the change, kid.
Yeah.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Tits or tails.
So I always thought that was really weird. I don't remember. I don't think we were like shitty and like throwing them on stage, but I think like after she rubs her boobs in your face, you kind of just hand it to her, and maybe she had like a hat.
Yeah.
Like a street performer.
Yeah.
She's got like a little hat.
Or she came
like
out.
A guitar
like,
case.
I'm sexy Abe Lincoln. Why do you got a hat?
Yeah.
Well, our government decided to make change $2 and $3.
Yeah.
I remember going there now, and I think it's different now. Our economy isn't so great, but you'd go there and you'd like give them $50, and they'd be like, "Here's $75." And
yeah.
You're like, what kind of magic shit is this?
Oh yeah, I thought that was the most exciting thing too. Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, oh, that's what it means when I buy a comic book and on the back it says U.S. $1.99, Canada $18. Yeah. Now I see what you guys got going on. And there was also the duty free shop. Did you ever stop there?
The what?
Duty free shop.
I don't think so. No.
When I was a smoker, I'd go there and I'd buy like bulk cigarettes.
Oh,
get them super cheap.
Is that like the Indian reservation? That's like
kind of like that
in
idea.
Like the border there, somewhere along those lines.
Yeah, there's like duty free because it's not really Canada, it's not really United
States.
And you'd buy like booze super cheap. And
we
cigarettes.
did stop there on the way into Canada because one of our friends forgot to buy smokes for the weekend. And so, like, they're like, we have to stop because I'm not paying, like, $40 for a pack of cigarettes. Right. You know, so I know we did stop there. I didn't actually go inside. I actually just smoked a cigarette in the parking lot while everyone else was ready to go in there.
It was super cheap. And then if you go to Canada and buy them, there's like pictures of like, you know, fucked up lungs and
like rotted teeth and like a fetus and shit like that.
All the things that bum you out.
Yeah, they had weird boxes.
And they had they smoked player cigarettes. Players.
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah, I think. Well, and when we do go to Philly, we're just gonna fly it because it's gonna be an hour and a half as opposed to driving. I think so, like 7 or 8 hours. Which is fine being in the car that long, but the thing is, that's going to take up most of Friday getting out there.
Right.
And then leaving on Sunday, that's going to, you know, we're only going to be able to stay a short period, like maybe get lunch and then have to leave. You know, that way we're home by a certain time.
That's got to be a rule, like, if you're thinking about road tripping it or flying, you got to take, like, car time versus chill time.
Right.
And there has to be, like, a distinct ratio of, like, 1 to 3, 1 to 4 to make it worth driving.
Yeah, because I mean,
you don't want to spend 18 hours in a car to only hang out for 24 hours.
Right.
That's nonsense.
Yeah, that sucks. I mean, we can Uber everywhere, like whatever. Uber's a thing, so so we'll just do that.
That's awesome.
I mean, I've done road trips before. Oh, well, actually, I mean, when I moved out to California, I forgot.
That's the ultimate road trip.
Right. And I remember we were talking about this a while back ago, and you're like, oh, yeah, you're going to have to tell me the story. So now that this is popping in my head, I might as well get this out of the way now.
Right.
Do you have time?
What else am I going to do?
Okay. All right.
Unless somebody has a further road trip story, I'm sticking around.
Okay, well I'm gonna start with this one.
If somebody's like, I drove to Alaska, then I'm leaving right now, Tony.
Prove it.
Yeah, yeah. You're not nearly as interesting as this.
So this was a couple years ago. I had like a Jeep Cherokee, and I packed up the whole fucking thing full of it, all of my shit, and I even packed stuff like up on top. I mean, that's what Jeeps are for, right? And I had a buddy come with me, and he's like, yeah, dude. He's like, I'll take, like, the week off of work. He's like, we could do this fun road trip together. And we were making plans to, like, go visit, like, the world's biggest thermometer, or, see the biggest dick cactus,
Stuff along the way.
Yeah, and then we're like,
Which is what makes a road trip worth it.
Exactly. And we're like, oh, well, we're gonna stop in Austin and see some of my friends that live down there. And so we had everything all planned out. So, I pick him up and we leave. And as we're going, we got the music jamming, just really getting into it. And it gets about, like, more towards, like, nighttime. And we've crossed into the next state over. And, like, the sun is starting to set. And we're driving down the highway. And all of a sudden, like, the lights on, like, my dashboard and, like, the radio, like, starts, like, blinking. And I'm like, oh, fuck, like, what's happening? This isn't good. Like, it's about to be nighttime. Like, we need lights. Yeah. And so my buddy's like, well, we passed a Walmart, and that last exit, he's like, get off, turn around, and, we'll go to that Walmart. It's like, okay. So I get off the exit, and right as I get at the where the light is at the end of the exit, my car dies. And we're like, oh, fuck. So then thankfully somebody showed up, and they jumped us. So I hurry up, hauled ass to this Walmart, and their, like, auto section was, like, closed. Well, I don't know yet at this point. So we're like, shit. So we call AutoZone, and they're still open. So we get over there, and they're like, yeah, we can test, like, your battery and alternator. It sounds like it could be either one of these. So I haul ass over there, and the guy's like, okay, I test both of these, and everything seems to be running, like, it's fine. Like, everything is, like, at a high point. So I have no idea what you're saying. Like, this doesn't make any sense. I'm like, okay, well, I might as well buy an alternator just in case, and I didn't have any tools, so I was like, all right, I'll buy this wrench, or whatever else I think I would probably need to get the alternator on there. So I buy that, back on the road, car's running fine. We stop to get gas at some point in the middle of the night, and the car won't start. So I'm like, fuck. So I threw up, like, the hood, for, like, the bat signal, and someone comes over, and I was like, hey, do you have jumper cables? And they're like, yeah. So they jumped us, and then boom, back on the road. And then we get further in, And at this point, it's got to be, I don't know, 2 or so in the morning, 3 in the morning, maybe somewhere around in there. And it starts blinking again. It's fucking with me. And I'm like, oh, fuck, do we have to pull over so this doesn't just die here on the highway? So I pull in this gas station, and it dies out, right? So, again, I throw up the hood for the bat signal, right? Hey, I need help here, you know? And this crazy hillbilly guy comes over.
Is that your thing? Like, you're... Is that your thing? You're like, I'm just gonna pull into a gas station. I'm gonna put the hood up and I'm gonna
wait for someone.
I'm gonna look like I'm in distress.
Yeah. Like I start making eye
oh.
contact with people with like the sad puppy eyes,
Yeah.
and then they're like, "Oh, he probably needs help."
Yeah, look at that sweet boy.
Yeah.
We gotta help that sweet boy out.
Right. So this crazy hillbilly guy comes over, all right, and he's like, "Hey." He's like, "What's going on here?" And I was like, "I don't know." I was like, "I think my alternator is dying." I was like, "I just bought a new one, but I'm going to have to put this in, and I don't know if I have all the tools for this." And he's like, "Oh, yeah." He's like, "I can help you do it." He's like, "Hold on a second." And we're at a gas pump. His car is parked, like, in the parking spaces, like, right in front of the door. He's got this, like, multicolored car. It's got all these different panels on it.
Sure.
And he's got a coat hanger for, like, he pulls to open up his trunk. And then he starts grabbing tools and starts fucking whipping them across the parking lot. Like, I'm stopping him with my feet. He's just chucking him across the parking lot. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
I'm going to help you out, but I'm going to do it hastily.
Yeah. So he comes over and he's like, all right, well, this is everything we need. He's like, you know what? Maybe we should pull up closer to the store so that way people can still pump gas. So we, like, push it all the way up into a spot. So this guy starts doing it all on his own. And it was really fucking cold too. I remember this. So then he's like, oh shit. He's like, I forgot this tool at my house. Hold on, I'll be right back. So we're like, fuck. So then now we're standing there, we're freezing our asses off. It's the middle of the night. So we'd go inside, warm up. The guy would show back up. He's like, all right, I got it. And then he would start working on it some more, and he'd take it out, and he's like, oh, I forgot this tool. Hold on, I'll be right back. And we're like, what the fuck? Like, I'm pretty sure this guy was going and, like, blowing lines.
Yeah.
And then coming back.
Yeah.
You know? And then he does this a third time that he forgot this tool or whatever. And by this time, me and my dude are, like, agitated. We're like, fuck this. So he's up on the top. I'm underneath the car. And we're, like, getting everything together. So we fucking get this thing all hooked up. And he comes over and he's like, all right, I got this. And we're like, oh, we already got it. Thank you. And then I see this piece. And I was like, oh, fuck, what is this? And my buddy's like, you were supposed to put that on the bottom. Like, that goes in the front part on the bottom. I was like, fuck. And he's like, well, you guys can come back to my place, and you guys can warm up. We could put it on there. And I look at my buddy. I'm like, I don't know, but I am freezing my ass off. Like, this could be okay, right? This is okay, right? This happens all the time. And so he's like, oh, yeah, okay. So we follow this guy back to his house. And by this time, like, the sun's coming out. And we're driving around this little town area. And we drive past a bar called Chainsaw Willie's. And and the sign was actually
this
just
is like out of a movie.
I know, dude. And the sign was actually just like a piece of wood that someone carved with a knife. And then just
if it's Chainsaw Willie, that motherfucker should have carved that with a chainsaw.
It was probably done with the chainsaw, hopefully. I don't know. I wasn't there to witness it.
Otherwise, Willie is a liar.
So we pull into this guy's driveway, and there's fucking shit everywhere, right? Like, there's a couch out in the yard. There's a broke-down car. There's, like, motorcycle parts and shit everywhere. And we pull up to, like, his, up to where his garage is, or barn, I guess. He's like, yeah, come on inside real quick. You guys can warm up. And we're like, all right. So he's leading the way, and I'm after him. My buddy's behind me. So I'm, like, turning around and looking at him, giving that look like, dude, we might have fucked up. We're in his house now.
Yeah.
Like, we're getting skinned, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm looking around. There's, like, a whole thing of, like, moldy bread, like, on tables. There's plates and shit everywhere. Just garbage trash everywhere. And he, like, goes into the living room. He's like, here, have a seat. And he's, like, dusting off, like, potato chip crumbs, like, off of the seat.
Chainsaw Willie doesn't have many guests.
Yeah, well, this isn't... No, I don't know. I don't remember what this guy's name is. So Chainsaw Willie's was the bar.
Oh, okay.
And so then but I do like this nickname, though.
Yeah,
so we can refer him to Chainsaw Willie. Okay. Yeah. And so as I'm sitting down, I'm, like, scouting the place, like, looking around, seeing what kind of shit we got going here. I did notice, however, like, he did have, like, a food tray, like a TV tray. Yeah, sitting next to the couch. And underneath it was a sandwich baggie that was full of bullets. And I'm like, oh, fuck, dude, we're so done for. And he's like, yeah, he's like, you guys will be fine. He's like, if you guys want to take a nap, you can do that. No one's here, so no one will fuck with you. He's like, I got to go and run.
Take your clothes off. Stay a while.
Yeah.
I don't know, Willie.
Here, you boys look cold. Let me warm them clothes up in the dryer. No, your underwear, too. And then.
We heat this house with friction. Come on, boy.
Let's cuddle for some warmth. And then, like, I'm assuming his son, like, walks out of nowhere. I'm like, this guy just fucking said there's nobody here.
Somebody reproduced with him?
I know, right? And he's like, you guys can chill. He's like, I got to go to my mom's house. I got to pick up cigarettes and a trailer from over there. And we're like, no, dude. Like, I appreciate it. We're good. We're just going to go get this piece on and we're going to get out of here. So we hurry up and, like, got the fuck out of that house. And we're trying to hurry up and get this piece on. The guy fucking comes outside. You know, and we're like, okay, we're done. You know, cool, thanks. All right, we're on our way. So by this time, it's like 8:39 in the morning, and we're driving around calling all the nearest hotels because we haven't slept in like probably 24 hours or so. And we're like cold and we're dirty from fucking with the car. And no hotel, like all the hotels are like, no, you have to fucking like run out like a whole fucking day.
Like,
you know?
guys try Willie's place? 2 beds open at Willie's place.
So then we did finally find one that would like let us stay. Like, I don't know, we paid for an X amount of hours, like 6 hours or something like that. And so we got in, we showered, we slept for like 3 or 4 hours, and then boom, back on the road. So then we're like, everything's going good, right? We're cruising through. We get all the way into like Colorado. And, you know, we stopped and had got, you know, make another gas break, grab some snacks and drinks and stuff. And now it's getting down to like nighttime. And so I'm going up these mountains, okay? Like, they're steep as fuck, and there's like no lights at all. And this was, I think it was like probably March when we went out there. And so there was actually snow and stuff still up there, like in those mountains.
Sure.
And my buddy was sleeping. Because, you know, I was like, that's fine. I'll let him sleep. And then when we switch, then you know, I can get some snooze in.
Did you guys stop at you stayed at one hotel. This is only second night? You made it to Colorado second night?
Somewhere in there, yeah. I don't remember exactly where time is at this point. It might be.
Did you stop at any of the truck stops and get a little nap?
We didn't get to stop in like Austin. We didn't get to see like the you know,
largest slice of cheese.
Yeah, we didn't get to do any of that stuff. And then so I'm going all the way up these mountains. It's steep as fuck. It's like fucking dark as shit up there. And then as I'm like circling around, I finally start going down, and semis are doing fucking 80, just flying past me, dude. I'm doing like 35 because I can't see a goddamn thing. And I'm like, this is fucking scary. There's swerves and curves everywhere. Like, you know, this is nuts. And then all of a sudden I start smelling gas. And I was like, fuck, what's that smell? I'm like, I know, I'm pretty sure I put the cap and stuff on. Like, how else would I smell that? So I pull off to the side of the road, and as I get out of the car, I walk to the back, and it's just fucking piss and gas, dude. Like, on down the back of my car, I was like, oh, fuck. And my dude gets out. I was like, get the fuck back in the car, dude. And so we start hauling ass down this fucking hill. Now I'm doing like 65, 70 and finding the first exit. I finally get off an exit. I pull in this gas station. I think it was called like a Come and Go.
Yeah, those are in Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Because everybody like snickers like an 8th grader, you know?
So we pull in there. As soon as I get to the pump, dude, like it just dead. Like we got to that point and just out of gas. I'm like, fuck. So we're like, all right, let's push this car over into the side of the lot, which was fucking heavy as shit because I had so much shit weighing down my car. And we had to wait until some point in the morning to call a tow because it was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 in the morning, you know? So we like nap for like an hour or two, and like around like 7 or 8 o'clock, we finally find a tow place, and they come and tow us. So we get there, and they're like, what's going on? I was like, gas is leaking, you know, could be the hose or whatever, the fuel line. And so, and it already cost me like $100 for this fucking tow. And
you've already got probably $200 in the alternator.
The new alternator, you know, I got those few tools and gas and all that shit. So then they're like, oh yeah, you have a hole in the fuel line, so like I will replace the fuel line for you. And then they come over while I'm in the waiting room. They're like, oh yeah, dude, your front 2 tires are like balding in like a couple areas. Like you can see the wires. And I was like, fuck it, why not? Let's add on 2 brand new fucking tires while we're at it, Whatever, I'm made of money. And so they put the tires on, and we're like, okay, we're on our way. We did get some cool pictures of like the mountains and shit.
Yeah.
The guy warned us about wolves and coyotes and all that shit.
And willies.
Yeah, and those willies.
Be careful of the chainsaw willies out there.
And so we're on our way. Now we start cruising through. I think we're through like Arizona, and we like stopped at a few places in there and got to see some really cool shit. And we get into like Utah. And there isn't fucking dick in Utah. Like, it's just nothing. There was a couple of areas there was some really cool, like, mountainy shit. But for the most part, there was a lot of just fucking flat land for, like, thousands of miles. Just like a random one gas station, like, every, like, couple 100 miles or so. Like, so then we're cruising through, and my buddy's driving this time. And I'm like, dude, I smell gas again. And I start getting freaked out, and I was like, pull over. And then I go and look in the back, and I'm leaking gas again. And I think what the case is that I had so much shit in my car, it was so heavy, that if we like hit a bump, like it would go up and then drop down. It would scrape on the grounds. And doing that,
you had that much stuff in it?
Oh yeah, dude, I had that shit filled to the brim, as well as shit strapped down on top. And so, like, doing that multiple times, it finally would put a fucking hole in it.
Like, you don't need a new alternator. You need a new suspension.
Yeah.
How long did you have this vehicle before you decided, like, I'm going to take this cross country?
For, like, 2 months, maybe, a month and a half.
Okay.
It was my sister's.
It's not like you just bought it and were like, I'm going to give it hell.
No. Yeah, I mean, it was, like, rusty and shitty. But I was like, fuck it. I just want to get out of Cleveland for a while, And it was my sister's before mine. I don't remember how long she had it before I did, but then she ended up buying like a nicer car, and she's like, mine had just fucked up, so she's like, here, you can take this one. So I'm like, all right, cool, fuck it, I'll use it. And then I'm like, well, let's take it on a fucking road trip. Let's see what we can do with this motherfucker. So, all right, so now we're at the second time that my gas is leaking, right? Fuel line hole. And we're hauling ass. We find this gas station. We pull in. Now, keep in mind, at this time, it's like Friday at like 6 o'clock, and where we're at, everything shuts down at like 5, except for
you're in Mormon country.
Oh yeah, and so everyone's like, it's the weekend at 5. Everyone go home, Yeah.
When you got multiple wives
Jesus.
to fuck, they're like quitting time.
Yeah, that's
There's
exactly.
no second shift here.
No, that's it. So then we're like, God damn it! And at this time, my dude's like so pissed at me.
Like, I took a week off work for this.
Yeah, and that's it. I felt super bad,
sure.
And now we talk about it here and there, and we laugh about it like that fucking sucked, but it's funny now looking back on it. But at the time, dude, like he was so mad. He's like, I took all this time off of work. We spent more time fucking with your car than we are getting to where we need to be or seeing cool shit. He's like, I'm seriously like this close and calling a fucking cab and going to the airport and just going home.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, just like relax, chill out. So I don't know what to do. Like we're hundreds of miles for any person that I know. So I did what I knew how to do.
You blew a trucker.
I blew a trucker.
And he gave you a ride to Los Angeles.
Right. I popped open the hood. Bat signal. It works like a charm. Okay, if you guys have car problems, pull off to the side of the road, or usually gas stations work. Lift up, pop the hood, and start giving everybody puppy eyes until someone comes and helps. I know from experience this helps. So I do.
Now that you know that, do you ever see anybody giving out the signal and you're like, I'm about to help you?
Oh, if it's on the side of the road, no, fuck that. Now, but I think about it though. I'm like, I drive past, I'm like, man, I should really stop and help that person. But dude, just even a couple weeks ago, or like a week or so ago, someone here in Ohio, my mom just told me that like this dad got the fuck beat out of him, and like the mom, and there's like a child too, that this guy and girl couple that were, our cars broke down the side of the road. They beat the fuck out of the dad and like whipped the fucking mom and the child out of the car, and they fucking took the car and took off. Like, I'm not getting involved in that shit. If I'm at a gas station.
But that seems way more effective than putting up the signal. You and your buddy should have tried that.
They probably had the signal up. They probably had the bat signal, dude.
Well, you and your buddy should have tried that. Just stole somebody's car.
And
coming in hot.
Car, yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming into Los Angeles the right way.
Yeah. Stealing a fucking brand new whip.
Yeah.
Coming in hot. So I put the hood up, and this time I'm like, all right, I'm going to crawl under the car. By the way, for anybody that doesn't know or that does know me, I don't know jack shit about cars. I can do the minimal things like changing tires, brakes.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. But, so when I'm in an instance like this, it really comes down to, like, I'm fucked. So I pop the hood up, and then I decide to crawl underneath the car so I can try to see if I can find this hole. Also, it seems more, like, oh, this guy is having problems, but he knows what he's doing.
He's trying.
Yeah, he's trying to get shit done. And this guy comes up to me, and he's like, hey, what's going on here? And I was like, oh, I think I have a hole in the fuel line. And he's taking a look underneath, and he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, here it is right here. He's like, I used to work on these all the time. He's like, hold on, I'll be right back. And I was like, okay, cool.
Man, you meet the nicest people.
I know, dude. And
I meet people, I'm like, I'm going to crawl underneath this car. And they're like, let's drive under this asshole's legs. Let's drive over his legs. He's just taking a nap. He's catching some shade.
Little snooze fest. So then the guy comes back, and he gives me like a plastic Bic pen, a box cutter, and like these two little, like, I don't know, they're like screw tighteners. I don't know what the fuck they're called. Fasteners, I guess, maybe we'll use that word. And he's like, all right, dude, cut on both sides of the hole in the fuel line where the hole is. He's like, take this pen.
Clamps? He give you hose clamps?
Yeah, those. Yeah. And then he's like, take this pen. He's like, stick it inside the tube, put the tube back together, and then put these hose clamps on both sides, clamp it up.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, fuck yeah. So I'm under there, and as I'm cutting it, dude, gas is just fucking dumping all over my face and like my shirt and stuff. And I'm cutting it. And I put the pen in there, and I start putting the clamps on there, and then I fucking tighten one too much, and it snaps the fucking pen, because it's like those clear plastic ones. And I'm like, fuck. So now I'm pulling these broken pieces out, and I go back inside in the gas station, and I buy one of those pens that people use for like iPads and shit like that.
A stylus.
Yeah, stylus. So I fucking cut both ends of that off, and I stick that in there and tighten it all up. And while I'm working on this, some other guy comes over and sees some dude standing around a car.
He's like, did you see MacGyver? I was hunting him. And you're like, you just missed him. You gave me a pen and some hose clamps.
Yeah. And no, MacGyver was still there hanging out with us. And so this guy comes over asking what's going on. I mean, he's at a gas station. I don't know if he's just dicking around, just trying someone to come and hang out with. But he's like, you guys want a beer? And we're like, fuck yeah. It's like, I haven't had a beer in like days. Yes, I definitely want this. Like, this road trip has been fucked. So so he brings over a couple beers, and I'm still under the car. So I tell my dude, I'm like, dude, how's that taste? He's like, oh my God, it tastes so good. And I was like, slow down. Tell me in detail, how awesome does that taste? And he's like, oh, dude. He's like, wait till you can get out of the car and just fucking drink it for yourself. So I hurry up and get everything all tightened up. I open the beer and just fucking slam it down. And I go in into the bathroom and do like a trash shower. You know?
Sure.
Just in the sink, like getting all the gas and shit off my face and hair, and just threw my fucking t-shirt away. It's like, fuck all on this.
Did the pen work?
Oh yeah. No, yeah, I got it in because those are like they're like a metal, outing, so I couldn't snap it.
Right.
So, we talked to those guys, thanked them for the beer, thanks for the help, and we're like, oh yeah, thanks so much, like maybe we can find you on Facebook or something, or we'll send you a postcard or something. We don't have money, so, thank you for being so awesome. So we're like, okay, boom, we're on the road. And we're whipping through. We're getting so close. We get into Vegas. We're bursting through Nevada and all that. We're getting to Vegas. And then I'm driving. And the game plan was, we're going to stay at my buddy's house. And we'll stay there for the night. And then we'll leave and head over in the morning. As we're heading over there, my fucking oil meter just drops down to 0.
No pressure.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on now? This fucking sucks. And so I pull into a gas station. I have to lift the hood because I have to check the oil, so I didn't bat signal this time on purpose.
Or did you?
So I checked it. I was like, dude, we're dry. So I went inside and I bought like a bunch of them, and I, filled it up because I was like, if this thing's leaking, I need to be up,
Yeah.
So then we get to my friend's house, and I park it, and we get in there, and I was like, yo, here's what's going on. And he's like, yeah, we can check it all in the morning. So we sleep for a couple hours, and my dude actually got a car rental, put all of my stuff in that car, and drove to California by himself without me.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. He's like, are you staying or going? I was like, I had to stay here and figure out what's going on with my car. And he's like, all right. He's like, I'm going there. So I actually called my dude that I was moving in with, told him what's going on, so that way my buddy had a place to stay. But he actually went out to fucking LA, did all of this shit on his own.
This dude's like, I'm taking matters
Yeah,
into
he's
my
like,
own
fuck
hands.
all on this, dude. He's like, fuck you.
We missed the biggest cheese wheel. We missed the biggest mop handle. Like, I'm about to see some stuff, and I don't need this
We
guy
missed the cactus
to hold
that
me
has
down.
a dick.
Yeah. Like, I want to see that cactus.
Yeah.
I did not want to fix a fuel line with a pen.
Oh, dude. And then so he leaves, and he goes out to fucking LA, man, and he fucking does his own shit. He's sending me pictures of all the fun stuff he's doing like an asshole. Fuck you, Ian. And then and then he goes off and he goes to the house I'm moving into, and he stays there for the night and catches the plane the next day, and he's gone.
You didn't see him there?
No, he left before I got there. So what I'm doing in the meantime, the next day happens, and my buddy's like, my brother's a mechanic. He's like, so I'll have him come over. And then apparently his brother was caught up doing shit all day. So I was actually stuck there for another day, which was fine because we...
You just spent 3 nights on the road dealing with car problems. Like, I would stay there. I might just set roots.
And just
like,
stay in
this
Vegas?
is my home now.
Yeah. I mean, that actually probably might have been better, to be honest. Like, that probably could have definitely worked out. But, so... I mean, it was cool, though, because my friends that lived there are musicians and shit. They built their own studio. So we jammed. I recorded a track, which was cool. And I haven't seen him in a while because he used to live actually 2 houses down from us at the Bunt's house.
Oh, yeah.
He was like the Asian greaser.
Nice.
I don't know if he was living there when you were living there or not. Yeah. Well, then he ended up moving back out to Vegas. So yeah, I stayed with him for like another day. His brother came out the next morning, and he's like, here's the deal. It's a big rusted piece of shit. So it's either going to cost you like $1,500 to fix this because we have to take all of this shit out, or you can keep putting oil in your car like every 20 miles all the way to California. And mind you, the drive to California from Vegas is roughly about 3.5, 4 hours when you're driving normal,
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not paying $1,500. I've already dumped enough in this shit bucket. I'm just going to buy a fuck ton of oil and make my way. So I load up on fucking oil and I head off. Every 20 minutes or 25 minutes, I got off.
Are you serious?
Yeah, right on the side of the road or highway, whatever the fuck I was on, and just dumping oil into it. And it was just fucking cars whipping by me in giant semis. Dude, it was super scary, super windy. And I finally get to my destination, and I park it on the street. I get inside the next fucking day, popped it on fucking Craigslist, sold it for like $750.
Somebody else's problem.
And the rest is history. So that is my road trip from Cleveland to California.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Oh my gosh, that fucking sucked. And so I was like, I'll never do that drive ever again.
That's a tough drive. Like if you have a brand new car,
Well, I think if you have a brand new car, you're able to get away with a lot.
I'm just saying, like it's not fun. You're spending 24 hours. If you just drove straight, it takes it's 24 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
From here.
And that was like our game plan. It's like 2,500 miles.
Yeah.
So our game plan was just to alternate sleeping so we can just fucking get there.
Right.
But we had too many problems that it was wasting so much time. So never again will I drive all the way to California.
Even if you best get you have a brand new car.
Oh, I mean, if they're like, I'll give you a brand new car and do it, then yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was such a fucking mess. It was like, It sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if I didn't have to haul a whole bunch of shit and it was just like, hey, you and 3 friends drive all the way to California, then I'd be like, fuck it, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
I'd do that. But moving there, fuck all on that. I'm just gonna fucking ship it out if I ever go back to California and just fly my ass there.
Yeah. I drove to Colorado and had a bad situation. Not nearly as bad as yours, but
okay. So this is your road trip story?
Yeah, it's close.
Okay.
It's not. It didn't work out great, but I was house sitting for my uncle, and I'm taking a buddy with me, and we're taking his car. He showed up, and his tires are bald, like bald, wires sticking through, like you said.
Yeah.
And we're like, dude, I don't know, man. But he showed up like, yeah, this is roadworthy. Let's do this. The tires weren't a problem at all. The car was just fine all the way there. Mm-hmm. In fact, like we were kind of racing the clock because my uncles were catching a flight. We're house sitting because they're going to Europe, and we got to do this quick. So we're trying to beat the clock getting there.
Right.
On the way there, he got a speeding ticket, and then it was a Geo Prism.
Oh. And those are like really tiny little cars, aren't they?
This was like a crappy version of a Corolla. It even had like a Toyota engine in it.
Okay.
But it's not a nice car.
No.
And like the window, one of his windows didn't work. He had to use vice grips to like lower the window.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just like a normal like 22-year-old guy's crap car.
Right.
And we're driving it with bald tires all the way there. And the car wasn't the problem at all. I outran a cop going there because we were trying to beat the clock. So we were like, we'll drive all night. We'll take turns sleeping. Well, we got tired at the same time. Ended up taking like a little nap at a truck stop for like an hour, getting on there, and then we got to make up time.
Right.
So we got to take my uncles to the airport, drop them off, and come back.
Right.
And it was just so stressful the entire way. Like I saw the cops' lights come on, and this was when GPS like first came out, and it was like, you'll get there at 5:30 tomorrow afternoon. And I'm like, I'm gonna beat that. I'm gonna get down to 4:30. I'm gonna try to get there by 3:00.
Right.
So he already got a speeding ticket. I saw the lights come on in the middle of the night. I saw the lights come on behind me, and I'm the only car on the road. And I was like, I'm going to get some miles behind me because he's already got me. I'm going to put some miles on. He's going to chase me for a little while.
Dude,
so
that makes things worse.
It worked out great for me this time.
Okay, all right.
But I haven't done it.
All right, go on.
I wouldn't do it again.
Okay.
So I'm just like, I'm 120, and I'm just going.
Holy shit.
This stupid car is shaking like crazy. And he's asleep. He wakes up because we're going like, 120. And then eventually the lights just go away, and I'm hauling ass on the road.
You just gave up?
Yeah. I thought like, I might get another 10 miles out of it before they finally get me, know, because I saw lights way back there. They got closer, and then they just got further away, then they just went away.
Dude, I've watched a lot of cops. I think they just take you automatically to jail if you don't pull over.
Well, I've also heard people that, like, he was so far away that maybe he wasn't even pulling me over. Maybe I'm making this up. But my buddy, once he woke up, I was like, yeah, we're getting pulled over. And I was like, but not for like 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And he was like, he's watching and he's sweating, and I'm just going for it. But I've also heard like that there's a lot of places where they're like, once you reach a certain limit, it's a danger for them to go that fast too. So maybe they just were like, forget it.
Yeah, especially like with like motorcycles.
But
and
I was only
shit.
cruising at like 80, 85 or something like that, which sounds like a lot. But when you're on the highway in the middle of the night, you can go 85.
Yeah.
I was in a Geo Prism. Like, if I felt comfortable going 85, you should be allowed to go 85. But so I outran the cop. Well, either way, we get there. We sleep for a little bit at my uncle's house, and then the next morning we take them to the airport. So when we take them to the airport and come back, the car's parked on the street, and it's just like the doors are open. And we're like, I don't remember leaving the doors open. And then we get closer, and we're like, all of our stuff's like blown away in the street. What happened?
What the fuck?
Yeah, somebody broke into the car, and our luggage is still in there. I was taking online courses for the summer, so my school books are in there. They just took all of our bags and our stereo.
Oh, fuck.
And they ripped out like the wiring harness, everything. The dash is all messed up. Because back then the stereos were worth something.
Right.
So we're there. We buy like generic clothes, like ill-fitting T-shirts and like generic looking shorts, and we're just like, we're gonna do the best with what we got.
Right.
And we spent those like the 2 weeks just trying to piece things together. I tried to buy more textbooks, and I was like, I'll just drop these courses. You know, I gotta pay for them. But
Oh, those fuckers, dude.
yeah. Like, I wish I could find them and be like, just give me my books back.
Yeah.
No, you win.
You
Just,
can have
You're not going to use these books.
All I want is my books and my
Yeah.
shirts. I need my shirts.
It's a philosophy 2 course. You have no interest in this.
Yeah. I need to have a reputation to keep up as being Shirtful Freddie, so I need my shirts.
Yeah.
You can have my shorts and pants.
You tried to cut me down in my prime by
Right,
taking
dude.
my shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A fucked up world we live in.
So, and then by the time like we're 21, by the time we get like whatever generic clothes we have, like we're out of money. We can't fix the stereo, and that's a long drive back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's 18 hours or something like that to
Right.
drive to Denver, Colorado from here.
Yeah.
So driving home, we drove the whole way
With
back
no stereo, too.
without a stereo.
Dude.
Just either talking to each other or reading books.
Oh, man.
I read like 2 books on the way back.
Dude, that's gotta suck.
Yeah.
But I would have hated that.
Yeah, it was a nightmare.
Oh, man. Yeah, at least we had our tunes, but the fucking car was just
Yeah.
a piece of shit.
I mean, I'd rather go without tunes and not leak gas or oil.
Yeah, you definitely had the better way to go about it. Mine was fucked. I would
Yeah.
rather have not tunes.
The funny thing is, like, your trip, I could have followed you just with the trail of either gas or oil. I'm like, whatever fossil fuel is coming out of him, I'm just going to follow it.
Just leaving a trail of gas and oil just for in case I got lost somewhere, you can come find me.
Yeah. This is the fuck the environment Tony's going cross country tour.
Right, dude. That's awesome.
That's
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one. I'm sure everybody's got their shitty road trip stories.
Oh, yeah.
But that's good. I got to hear yours.
I mean, I've still taken shitty road trips. We just went to South Carolina, and we were going for my buddy's wedding. And I like had my car looked over. I had a timing belt replaced. I put like $1,500 into the car. On the way back, on a Sunday in South Carolina, in the middle of nowhere, South Carolina, the car just starts messing up. And luckily, there were some good people. You know, we went to an AutoZone. They brought me to a mechanic that would be there on a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
They helped me get the part, and we were back on the road, $200 cash. And then the guy like called me the next day and made sure we got home. Like,
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. I didn't do the Tony bat signal. That's something I'm going to use in the future.
Yeah. But that's pretty cool, though, that they actually took the time
Yeah,
to be
like if
hey,
anything, we've learned that like there's just good people out there in middle
Yeah.
America that like,
they're still out there.
yeah, they're still out there.
I mean, because if I didn't have those people, even Chainsaw Willie, man.
Yeah, you got to run the risk of running into Chainsaw
Right.
Willie and his bag of bullets.
Yeah.
But you survived that.
But
You're
he
good.
did help, even if it was just a little bit. Because I don't know how much of that alternator he actually put on. Because then he would just keep leaving and going and blowing lines or whatever. And then coming back with just like a random tool that he probably didn't even use.
Yeah.
But, you know, we...
And he only mildly sexually assaulted you.
Right, you know.
Yeah.
Just a few winks there that I just kind of shook off.
Sure.
Yeah.
What's with the bag of bullets?
I don't know, man. That's just weird. It was just on the floor, like underneath the food tray. That was weird. I almost forgot. Today's my sister's birthday, so I wanted to give a little shout out. Gina, happy birthday. She's 24.
Oh, happy birthday,
Yeah. I forgot that. That was gonna do this. I almost forgot, so I want to make sure I let her know that was going on. So yeah, Gina, happy birthday. Love you. If you're listening to this. If she's going to be listening to this.
You
If
think
not,
she
this
does?
is a big waste of time. No, she probably will. I think she's already listened to the first 2 episodes. So.
Yeah, she's just waiting for not her birthday.
Yeah, and then she's not going to listen to this one. She hates the first 2 episodes.
So-
and I wish her happy birthday in this one.
How much younger than you is she?
She's 8 years younger.
Yeah,
So
okay.
she's 24.
I got a brother 8
I-
years younger than me.
I think that would probably be dude. If there was one age to stay forever, what would you pick?
I'm hoping next year's a good year. I don't know.
I mean, I would say probably mid-20s. I
You
mean,
think
I
so?
think 25 is a good age. You know, like you're old enough to rent a car if you need to, and I mean, dude, early 20-year-olds are fucking idiots.
Yeah, I don't want to.
They think that you know everything, but you don't know a goddamn thing. Like, I hate talking to kids that are like 21, 22, because they're like, I've been living on my own for like 8 months, and I pay my own bills, and I know this. I'm like, motherfucker, I've been out on my own for like 15 years.
Yeah.
Eat a bag of dicks. You don't know a goddamn thing.
But there's also but when you're feeling that, like, it only sucks for you because you're not that anymore. When you're in the middle of it, like, there's some power to it, you know? Like, it feels good to think that you know everything.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. I was dicks hard, dude, when I was like in my early 20s. Sure. That was fucking when we were living in the Bunt's house, dude.
Yeah.
I had a super hard dick. Look at the life that I lived, dude. It's fucking Andrew WK every day, dude.
I didn't realize you had just such a hard dick out there.
Yeah. If you're like, oh, if I need a hard dick for something, and they're like, oh, I bet Tony's got one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, my nickname for you has been Dirty Tony.
I know.
I'd just call you Hard Dick Tony. If
I
only knew.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into...
now I'm stuck with Soft Dick Tony, hanging out in this hot attic talking so people listen.
Mold. It's hot in here. Beer's getting warm.
Soft dicks.
Sweating.
As far as the eye can see.
Loose skin and old balls. Gross. All right, Gina, I hope you have a really good birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
She's out in California.
Oh,
so yeah, I won't be able to see
Hold
her.
on.
But
is she the one that gave you the Cherokee?
Yeah, she's the one that.
And then she got there just fine, I bet.
Well, yeah, they flew and they shipped all their stuff over there. She did it the right way. She learned from me, but
she's way smarter.
I'm the oldest, you know, so she's got to learn from my shitty mistakes.
You paved the way for her to get there.
Exactly.
You paved that way in gasoline and oil,
right? So if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have such a smooth trip to California and smooth living, you know, like I did all the shit things so she can learn from it.
Yeah, Chainsaw Willie.
So you're welcome,
kind
Gina.
of her.
Yeah. Oh man. You know, dude, birthdays are always so much fun too. I always usually end up booking my own birthday.
You like birthdays?
Yeah, dude. Every year, dude. Every year, I'm always like the one making plans for my birthdays. Like. I'm like
sending out invitations.
Yeah, I'm like, hey everybody, let's meet at this bar, and we're gonna have a bar crawl all day long. You know, like whatever the case may be. And you know what? My 21st birthday. I ever told you about my 21st? I was living in Elyria at the time, and
downtown.
Yeah, the downtown area, and I actually turned 21 at midnight. And so my buddy Mikey lived like down at the end of the block there, and so we had a bunch of our friends like all met over there, and they were all drinking beers. So like, here, we got you a birthday 40, you know, smash this down. So it's like 10:45 or so. So like by like 11:30, they're like, let's go to the bar. We're gonna make you wait, you know, until it's midnight before you can drink. And I'm like, fuck you guys. So like. We get in the bar, and I'm getting, like, phone calls, like, happy birthdays from, like, other friends and what have you. So finally midnight happens. And I'm like, all right, let's get these beers rolling. And then the bartender comes over, and he goes...
What bar did you go to in Elyria? Was it downtown?
Mardi Gras?
Dude, that's pretty close to... yeah.
Yeah,
that's like, where I went for my 21st.
Nice. Yeah, that was, like, right across the street, like, from where I lived. So... We're like, and that's like a little shit dive, so let's go there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we went in there, and the bartender's like, here you go. Here's a double shot of Jack on me. Happy birthday. And I'm like, ugh, that's terrible. I'm like, Mikey, I was like, give me a beer to chase this down with. And he's like, here's a mind eraser. Use that. And I'm like, ugh. And for those of you that don't know what mind erasers are, think of, it's basically a red Solo cup that's filled with multiple liquors, and you have to drink it from top to bottom in like one sip using a straw. You have to basically chug the whole thing through a straw and chug everything down. So I fucking...
Mikey did you dirty.
Yeah, dude, what a dick. So then I take the fucking double shot of Jack, slam down this fucking mind eraser, and I was like, ugh, this is terrible. I'm like, okay, I need to get a beer. But then here comes more people. They're like, here's this grape bomb. Here's the ruby slipper. Here's this shot. Here's this shot. And then finally, my buddy Nathan we do snake bites together. You know Nathan,
yeah.
Asian Nathan.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, let's do snake bites. As I got older, I appreciate them. They actually taste really good. But that night, that was fucking terrible. So I take this, I take this shot, and as soon as I get it down, I'm like, uh-oh, and I puke. And I fill my entire mouth up with puke. I don't let any out. So I hurry up and run all the way to the bathroom to fucking spit this puke out. And of course, and I'm like puking up some more. And Mikey comes in there with the fucking camera snapping pictures, which he fucking blew up to like giant pictures for like a later birthday party. And I had long hair at that time too, and I had no one to come and hold my hair for me while I was puking.
Oh,
Worst friends, yeah.
On your 21st birthday.
I know, no respect. So they come out and I was like, fuck this shit. I was like, give me a goddamn beer. I'm done with the fucking shots. So finally I started getting back to the beer. And what I remember is like standing up. It's like time to go because I'm just fucked. I'm just done. You know, I stand up. I feel like it all just like hitting me. So I had to be carried home like arm in arm with two buddies. It was probably like Timmy and Mikey or whatever. And we get back to the apartment and I know we had like 27 stairs or something to get up to get to where our apartment was. And the girlfriend I had at the time and Timmy were like trying to get me up the stairs and I fall down. And Timmy actually grabs me by my wrists and drags me on my back up like all fucking 27 stairs where I was going just up all of them. And I finally like stand up once we get to the top of the stairs. We open the door. I see the cat, and I fucking jump to my hands and knees and start fucking darting down the hallway chasing after this cat. And he's like, what the fuck? He's like, why the fuck did he help me get himself up the stairs? Like, where's this energy coming from? You know, and then during that time, the girlfriend I had during the time, she was redoing our bedroom, like repainting it or whatever. So like our bed was out in the living room. So I'm like laying on the floor.
She was the one that likes to paint places you're
Yeah,
renting.
this is the same one that painted the all the nonsense at Bun's house.
As I like to call her, the security deposit ruiner.
Exactly. So I'm rolling around on the floor. We had like a little like bar counter kind of thing that came out, and my alarm clock was set up there. I'm rolling around trying to take my pants off, and I hit the cable, and the fucking clock hits me in the face. Finally get my pajama pants on, and I crawl into bed and fall asleep. Now, mind you, I was doing landscaping at this time, and I had to work the next morning.
Oh,
this is like in the middle of the week.
Birthday?
I know, this is the middle of the week. So the alarm goes off, right? And I like finally get up. I'm like, oh fuck! And I hit the alarm, hit the snooze button, and I was going to lay back down. I saw that she was sleeping on the couch, and I'm like, hey, wake up! She's like, what? And I was like, why are you sleeping on the couch? And she's like, I don't know. Maybe because someone pissed the bed last night. So then I feel my pants. I'm like, oh, fuck. They're soaked, dude. I pissed so much. That was a lot. That's a shit ton of piss.
That's a shit ton of piss.
Yeah. So then I'm like, dude, I have like 10 more minutes left to sleep. I'm like, fuck it. It's already done with. So I lay back down for 10 more minutes. I'm feeling like shit. I finally get up, take a shower. I get into the work truck and it won't start. Fucking thank God, right? So I call my boss. He's like, I'm going to send over a few buddies, you know, the other dudes I work with, have them come work on it. I fucking slept in the truck for hours while they were working on it. And eventually they're like, we can't do anything with this. Like, that's it. And I was like, so we're done? I can go back upstairs? And like, that's it. And I was like, fuck yeah. I went back upstairs and slept for like the rest of the day.
Yeah.
That was my 21st.
In your piss bed.
Yeah.
You just
yeah, baby. On the couch.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, whatever. I didn't matter at that point. I just fucking, I was done. Yeah, that was my 21st birthday.
My 21st birthday was also unofficially at Mardi Gras too.
That's hilarious.
It is hilarious. Yeah.
Well, we didn't even know each other at that time either.
Resident. Besides living in Lakewood, and I lived in Bowling Green for a couple years, but like it's mostly just been in Elyria.
But when I was living in Elyria, we didn't know each other at the time, so that's awesome.
We knew each other, but we didn't because your band played with some bands that I was playing with at the same time for a little bit when we were real young. The Spot and all those little area like coffee shops. And stuff like
and
that.
like the Red Parrot and shit like that.
Yeah, that Red Parrot was in Lorraine.
Yeah, and the Spot was in Elyria.
Yeah, and then there's a little tiny place in Ridgeville, I think.
Oh, the Madhouse.
Yeah,
that's the corner 83 and Center Ridge.
I haven't heard that in a while. Then there was do you remember a coffee shop in Elyria called Flying Saucer?
Yeah, I
always called it
remember
the
that.
Flying
I don't know if I
Sausage.
actually played there,
Yeah.
but I do remember that spot. I remember going and seeing friends' bands
Yeah.
there before. Yeah.
Well, either way, I've lived in Elyria forever. Besides, a couple stints outside, but I was working at I was delivering pizzas, and my boss when I was 20, when I was delivering pizzas was he was just like a grown child. He had money, but he did not want to grow up. He's kind of frat boy.
Oh yeah,
He's like a 40-year-old man who just did not want to call it quits. He
Right.
didn't want to go home to his wife and kids. And we're like delivery drivers, dumb stoner kids. And he's like, let's go to the bar. And when I'm 20, he'd take us. That's where he wanted to go. Was Rack and Roll is a pool bar
Right.
connected to Mardi Gras, and then there's like 3 big, huge, crazy bars in one place, and they're dive bars now, but they used to be like super popular in the 90s, 80s, and 90s. And so he takes us there, and he's like, just act like you're 21, and nobody's gonna, it's the middle of the week.
Right.
And so we've gone there like 3 or 4 times, or no, we've gone there like 10 times probably, and boss man is picking it up. The owner of the company is picking up the tab, and I'm 20 years old. This is awesome.
Right. Yeah, I
Just
remember
play
pulling
pool and
those
get
same
trashed.
moves. Yeah.
And then, no, actually, this is what happened. This is even crazier. The first time we went, I was kind of nervous because I was 20, and I've gotten kicked out of bars already
Right.
for pretending I was 21 when I wasn't. So I was all nervous. He was like, we're going to go in there, and this must have been like December. And he's like, we're going to go in there and pretend like it's your birthday, your 21st birthday. And not only are you going to get to drink, but you're going to drink for free. And he was right. Like, they gave me a few drinks. He bought the rest of them. And we pretended like it was my 21st birthday.
Sweet.
Then we went there quite a few times. Probably 10, 12 times. I
Right.
don't know.
Sure.
Until my birthday in April came around. And then we went there, and it was my 21st birthday. And they're like, no, you guys made such a racket the first time. Like, you can't be turning 21 twice. And we're like, we got you. We win.
You admitted it?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Like,
by that
'cause
time
there
it's
was like
too
4
late.
people in there.
And they probably knew who you were.
Yeah,
and
we
you're
show up with 6 people. There's only 4 people in
So
there.
like,
we doubled the crowd.
yeah, exactly. Like, that's more money for me
Yeah,
being
we
the bartender.
doubled the money you're making.
Right.
So they laughed it off. Thought it was hilarious.
Dude, yeah, see,
Yeah.
like, I would have been like, oh, it's my 22nd birthday.
Yeah.
But that's awesome,
I'm
though.
22. No, like, we were all jazzed. Like,
Right.
they just wanted a reason to celebrate.
Yeah.
Like, pizza delivery, I spent way too much time dealing with pizza. Like,
Yeah.
I reached that age where people should have been like, dude, you're too old to be delivering pizzas and dealing with pizza. But no, I stuck with it. And it's because it was fun. Like, it was like everybody just went there, made pizzas or delivered them, and then like went out afterwards. Or like while we were cleaning up and mopping, someone would buy like a 12-pack and we'd sit on the back stoop and kill it together.
Yeah. I've heard, I have a handful of friends that's done pizza delivery like
Sure.
when they were younger, and they've told me like some crazy ass stories, and they're like just saying how much fun it was. Like,
Yeah.
they would get like super ripped at work and making pizzas, or they go and do deliveries and like just fucking off and just making their own shit. And there's a lot of stuff that I probably shouldn't say anything about, but I'll have to see to have them come hang out and
see if
do
they
a
wanna
show
tell the
that they
story.
want to talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it really is wild. And like, you're at that time, you're 20, 21.
Yeah.
You're just dumb and willing to go along with anything. And you
Right.
make cash that night, which is always dangerous.
Mhm.
You just got a pocket full of cash that night. And
So as soon as you got to work, you're like, I just want to go drink beers.
yeah, you want to party or you want to do something, get into some sort of trouble.
Right.
And when I Bowling Green was even crazier. I delivered sandwiches when I lived in Bowling Green.
Okay.
And then I eventually managed a shop, but there's 2 parts of Bowling Green, and if you want to go downtown, it's across town. There's like a big place to live, like a big apartment complex.
Mhm.
And you got to cross like a bridge that goes over an interstate, whatever. So I would go on a delivery and then go downtown and park. And I had the sign on my car, and
Okay.
wait for people to get in the car and then charge them $5 to drive them back. And it was like, I'm like, got a tip delivering there, got some money here, and then
Right.
like everywhere you deliver to is a drunk college kid that's partying, and then they invite you to parties or something like that. So it's a sweet gig.
Yeah, I mean, I've always joked about going to a pizza shop and ordering a pizza to be delivered to my house.
And then catching the ride with them?
Yeah. It's like, hey, you going to my house? You're like, just drop me off. I'll give you a few extra bucks.
Yeah.
But I never actually pulled the trigger on it. But I thought that was always such a funny idea.
And if I took the order at the sandwich shop, I would ask them if they want me to pick them up some beer, cigarettes, or anything like that.
Oh,
and
really?
I'd be like, you just got to, give me an extra $5.
Yeah.
Like that was the hustle,
Right.
But it was also a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, that sounds like that would have been a lot of fun. Yeah, I never got into that.
Like waiters, being a server is more money, and you get like they're all junkies and losers. Like that's a lot of fun too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's a job that you can have for way too long, and people got to be like, dude, you got to be an adult sometime.
Right.
But you get cash that night. You got a pocket full of cash when you leave.
Right.
And you're not tired. Like, you're ready to start.
Your body's already
evening.
used to fucking being up. Yeah.
You brought drinks and food to people all night long, so now you want somebody to bring you drinks and food.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a culture of fun, you know?
Yeah, I never really got into the food industry except for, like...
Besides that, it sucks,
Right. I mean, I was a busboy for Bob Evans when I was, like, 16 because I got in trouble for smashing windows in a junkyard. That turns out to be our landlord. He owned that and lived next door.
Jesus Christ.
And yeah, I got in trouble for that. Yeah, it was out. That's when I lived out in Worcester, dude.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't know what else to fucking do when I was living out there.
Yeah, there's nothing else to do.
Suburbs, and there was no sidewalks around me except for I had to go down by the college to find skate spots. Yeah. And I saw that there was a fucking junkyard right behind my house. So me and my friends would take my mini bike.
Yep.
And we'd fucking take rocks and smash windows. Like, we'd pull giant batteries out of other cars, climb up on the hood of other cars, and just smash windshields. Like, kicking windshields in. We were 16.
In a junkyard?
Yeah.
That's what a junkyard is for.
Dude, Junkyard Tony, dude. That's what I was at 16.
Oh, I like Junkyard Tony better than Dirty Tony. That sounds pretty radical.
That is a cool name. Yeah, dude, that was my life at 16, dude.
Yeah, there's nothing in Worcester. There's that little college, and then there's... What is that, Rubbermaid factory or something like that?
Yeah, I think the...
Like Tupperware factory?
What's the jelly place? Smuckers?
Oh, is that there?
Yeah, I think the Smuckers one's down there, too.
Okay.
Yeah, the Tupperware one's down there.
Yeah,
there isn't shit in there, dude. And so that's why I was like, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. Oh,
break windows.
Yeah, because when I was 16, too, I was like, I don't know. This basically seems like a graveyard for cars.
Yeah.
This is just junk.
Yeah.
They smash it, sell it, whatever. I was like, there's a whole fucking giant stack of fucking smashed cars that are like all thinned out,
Yeah.
And we would make a game at throwing rocks at those. Those were already destroyed. But then we're like, well, they just haven't smashed the rest of these cars, so we can help them out. They're just going to smash them by squishing them anyways. So let's smash them with rocks and have fun with it. We would find keys and then we would open up the trunks. Like, I found a beta player.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and there was like Little Orphan Annie. There was an Elvis movie. There was a shit ton of porn in there, beta porn. And I took that shit back to the house, but it wouldn't work. It was fucked up. But yeah, I mean, junkyards, dude.
Hell yeah.
16, got in trouble, and then I had to work being a busboy.
You were 16?
Yeah.
I picture you like
maybe 17.
way younger than that.
No. Yeah, I had to be like 16 or 17 because I know I was driving, I think, at that time. So yeah, I had to because that was like my first like actual real job.
Yeah.
Being a busboy at Bob Evans.
Yeah.
And that fucking sucked.
Yeah.
So, and the only reason why I had to do like the first handful of my paychecks, I signed over directly to that guy.
Oh, bummer.
Because I owed like $1,000 in like smashed cars, dude. Which could have been bullshit. That's just what he's like, oh yeah, this window, this, blah, blah, blah. And it could have been shit from other people or shit that was brought in broken. And he's like, well, fuck it. I'm going to exploit these kids. And
did you learn your lesson?
Well, I never smashed any more cars after that, so I guess so.
Yeah.
Not that it hasn't crossed my mind for, a situation that's going to piss me off, but I didn't. I thought about signing over my paychecks, and that wasn't fun. So I decided not to break any more windows.
What's the worst job you've had?
I don't know. Pet Supplies Plus.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that bad?
I mean, I don't know, dude. I mean, none of the jobs were actually like super shitty. I mean, I worked at Bob Evans. I was a busboy. Food's kind of gross when you're cleaning up other people's. Like,
oh yeah.
That's pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
Because then I also had to like wash the dishes and shit like
Sure.
that and clean the tables. But then I got a job over at Pet Supplies Plus because one server there, her husband or whatever, was like the manager at Pet Supplies Plus, and because I actually got fired from Bob Evans for eating a grape. Like this is a true fucking story. The lady that would prep the food, like making like fruit salads and desserts and what have you, would fucking eat like grapes and oranges and strawberries and shit all the time. I walked through the kitchen in passing and just happened to grab
Like,
one fucking grape.
pop it
The
in your
manager, the manager happens to see me. Boom, fired.
That's a fireable offense.
I guess so. And then
You
so
can do that in a grocery store and nobody says anything.
yeah. And so then the lady that, and let me see, I don't know, 17 or so at the time, and she was probably like late 20s, early 30s, and she's like, oh, my husband is a manager at Pet Supplies Plus and got me a job there. Now the funny part is that I ended up getting fired from Pet Supplies Plus because the manager found out that his wife would buy new bras, like water bras, when that was a thing or whatever, and she'd be like, Tony, check out this new bra, and she'd have me squeeze her boobs to feel how the new bra was. I'm 17 years old, dude. Oh yeah, somebody that I worked with that knew over at Bob Evans told that manager or something, some way or another, he found out, and it took one minuscule thing for me to do, and he's like, oh, you're fired. Because he found out that I was feeling on his wife's boobs.
This is the most ridiculous thing ever. You lost your job, you stole a grape. You lost your job, you squeezed a melon.
Yeah. And then I went over to...
This is ridiculous. Like, that lady was like, no, it's a water bra. Look at it.
No,
you went, honk, honk.
Yeah, that's what she did. She's like, oh, she'd come up and she's like, I'd be like in the break room or whatever, like having lunch. And she's like, oh, guess what I just bought? And I'm like, what? And she's like, oh, I bought a water bra. And I'm like, what the fuck is a water bra? And then she explained it to me. I'm like, I don't really care about this. She's like, here, feel it. So then she'd have me feel her boobs.
I care about this.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll feel what a water bra is, you know. I mean, it was like over the shirt boob grab, but still, I was 17 feeling this chick's boobs, you know. So then, I got fired.
So is that why it was the worst job, or like the work was the worst?
The work was just dumb, dude. It was just stocking mostly, but then you like cleaning up animals, you know, cages and shit like that.
Oh, you have
like,
to do that.
Yeah,
I
you know, and then
like
it's
just
like
stocking shelves would be okay, but
yeah, and then it's like when people want to get like mice for like their snakes and stuff, and then you're in there trying to grab fucking mice, and they're like crawling all over each other and biting you, and you're like, fuck this job, dude. This is fucking bullshit. You get bit like 6 times by a bunch of mice, and you're just trying to fucking grab them for these assholes that have a fucking snake to feed. You know,
that's hilarious.
Yeah. So then I went over to Hollywood Video, and I worked there, and that was a badass job because we can
like movie stores.
Yeah.
Back then, like if you got a Blockbuster or even better like a mom and pop movie store.
Yeah, dude.
That's
like
jam.
all the new releases would come out. We'd get them on Tuesday, and they'd come out on Friday. So we had a couple of days to watch the new releases, and that was it's like, oh, so you can tell the people how the movie is when they ask about it. But we'd get 3 free rentals at a time, so like renting video games and movies and shit, like it was awesome.
Yeah.
And then they always had, you know, a shit ton of TVs playing stuff. We got to pick what was on there. So I get in there, I'm like, I want to watch The Goonies or Sandlot or something like that. Then I could just pop that shit in. You know?
That's better than them giving you health care.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember we had on VHS is like the Michael Jackson, like the best of like all of his music videos. And this hillbilly guy comes up, and he's at the counter, and he's putting his tapes up there, or DVDs. And as I'm checking him out, he's like, who the hell put this baby raping faggot on the screen? And I'm like, I kind of giggled to myself, and I'm like, sorry? And he's like, who put this guy? Who would play this guy on the TV after he's raping
like,
babies?
Turn this off.
Yeah.
And put on something nice and wholesome like Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Like, sir.
And I was like,
I don't think you understand.
I was like, actually, sir, I put this on. He's like,
put on a Woody Allen movie.
yeah.
I don't know
wholesome.
if you know, but Woody Allen, you see.
What about something that's more of the family entertainment, like Blazing Saddles? That's some good, clean family fun right there. If you haven't seen Blazing Saddles, super racist.
Yeah.
But in a fun way. Well, because he was making fun of racism when he was doing it. He wasn't actually made the movie to be racist. It's making fun of the assholes that are ignorant and racist. Yeah. But I was like, no. I was like, actually, I put this on. He's like, are you a fan of touching little boys? And I was like, no. I was like, but dude, I was like, look at it right now. I was like, could you dance like that? Can you sing like that? I mean, girls go crazy for this stuff. And he's like, I would give up all the pussy in the world just so everyone knows. He's like, I would never touch a little boy. I'm like, oh, I'm not saying you have to touch a little boy, and I don't think he actually did that.
Oh, he definitely did.
Oh, I don't know. I'm still a believer. I don't think he ever did.
Denial.
I think those was allegations, dude.
I think like he's an incredible artist, but a freak
An
of a
amazing
person.
artist, dude.
Yeah, he
Singing, dancing, dude. Fucking sweet ass shit.
But like you have to separate like his life from his art. You know?
Yeah. But dude, I don't know. We'll get into that MJ debate on another day. Long story short, though, this guy was not happy with his visit.
I want to know what he rented.
Dude, I can't remember.
That would be the
probably
best.
Like 3 to Tango and I don't know. Mona Lisa Smile. I think I remember that coming out when I was working there.
He's I'm trying to think like what he would get. He'd probably get some like cheeseball mainstream something.
Oh yeah. Sure, it's probably
He's like, I got Titanic. I'm gonna rent Titanic. I'm gonna watch all 4 hours of this movie.
Or what was the
I wonder how it ends.
What was the Edward Norton Nazi movie? What was that called?
Oh, American History X.
Yeah, I bet that's probably what he got.
Yeah, he's like, I just like the first part. I watched the first part over and over again.
I just put the curb stomp
I don't like
on
that
loop.
second half.
Yeah. Fucking shitty hillbillies, dude. Get those people all the time. But I get the older ladies, dude, especially the older black ladies. I love when they come in. They always come in and call me baby. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm going to take care of you. It's like, thanks, baby. You know? Yeah, that was an easy job.
Yeah? That movie stores back then were like, that was a sweet gig.
Yeah, man. That was probably the most fun that I've ever had at a job.
Did you sexually harass any of those employees?
I did not. You know, I probably could have.
You didn't after that?
My manager was really young. Like, I was like, 17 or 18 when I worked there. I think I was at least 18. And my like store manager was like 26.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I wanted to, maybe I could have.
Or if you were like, you're 17 years old and you're like, is that a water bra? Is that a water bra?
Hey, let me check to see if this is a water bra. I recognize boobs in that shape.
And then you're looking for a job again.
Thrown out into the streets.
No, then she sues you and you're signing over your paycheck again. You're like, well, it was way better than breaking windows.
But I'm still working with her at Hollywood Video, but now my paychecks I'm just signing over to her to pay for her.
Or that hillbilly guy reads about you in the paper and he's like, I knew it. He was a molester. I knew he was a molester. That's a handsy guy right there.
Can't be trusted. Can't be allowed out in society.
Oh, because you can't, like, you think about it, like, all, like, Roman Polanski messed around with underage girls.
Mm-hmm.
Woody Allen married his adopted daughter.
Right.
Underage. Like, you got to separate, and Woody Allen's a genius.
Yeah.
Roman Polanski's kind of a genius. Just dirty pedophiles. You got to separate their life from their art.
Right. No, and I get it. I don't even actually think I've ever seen any Woody Allen movies.
Oh, he's hilarious.
I hear really good things, and maybe that's something I should throw on the movie list and actually sit down and watch.
Sure.
Maybe I'll throw one on today. Or tonight, I mean. I don't know.
Yeah. He's brilliant, and he's a crazy, eccentric dude.
You know, I get what you're saying. It's the same with, like, Jerry, the guy from Subway. You know, you got to separate his art.
What was his art? Wearing big fatso pants? Yeah,
but then he got skinny, and he was eating sandwiches and selling sandwiches, dude. This is America's favorite sandwiches.
His art was being on a commercial. That was his art, just carrying around them big dumb pants. No, you
It's the
don't.
easiest job.
Nope. You can. His art represents his life.
Jerry
He's the
Sandusky?
exception to the rule. Jerry Sandusky. There you go.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I get it.
I think I want to do one of those. Like, I got to hit up a place and be like, I'm gonna lose a bunch of weight on this, but I got to gain a little weight first.
What about John Wayne Gacy? He was a clown that day.
Yeah.
And then child rapist /
Murderer.
eater
Yeah.
at night.
Yeah.
But I guess you got to separate the art from real life.
This creepy ass clown.
Yeah.
Nope. He's another exception to the rule. You're proving me wrong left and right, Tony. His art and his life pretty much represented each other. Just creep show the whole way.
Yeah, it was creepy as fuck. Yeah, I don't know. Those are the only thing I can think of.
Yeah. You were onto something there. But you just
I was trying really hard,
Yeah,
though.
you found the one guy who's like, what's the second creepiest thing to raping and murdering little boys in your neighborhood? Oh yeah, being a fucking clown. That's the second creepiest. You're like, I don't want to live next to a rapist murderer. Also, no fucking clowns. These are my two. If I'm moving, I'm looking for a house. These are the two things I'm looking for.
Right. Yeah. You make a solid point.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay. I think that we call it quits for this episode.
Absolutely. Another one in the books.
Yeah, man. I actually had a lot of fun. This is a fun episode.
Yeah.
It's hot up here.
And shout out to your buddy's podcast. Don't forget
Yeah.
that.
We can give another shout out back to Kyle's podcast. Can't
Yeah.
even talk. Kyle and James. It's called Plucking Petals with Kyle and James. Again, take a look on YouTube. You can probably find it also on like iTunes, et cetera. I don't know what the names of the other podcasts are called. Really funny guys. Go and take a listen. I guess we should plug ourselves. If you want to come onto our Facebook page, if you haven't been on there or are on there already, you can find us at facebook.com/sweetnothingspodcast. Like the page. You can get our notifications when we go live every week. You can go back and check them out. And when we, have new updates and fun things we're going to do with contests and stuff coming up. And if you want to just, listen to the podcast when you're on your way to work, on your way home, just dicking around the car for a while, on a smoke break, whatever, just go to YouTube, and it's Sweet Nothings Podcast with Tony and Freddie. We do have a few episodes up already. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
That way, if you do think it's funny, then you can start getting our notifications when we have the new videos up every night.
Too. Leave a comment.
Yeah, we would like some comments and letting us know how we're doing. It's nice to see.
Join the conversation.
Yeah, especially if we're going live, you'll get the notification for it. We do like when you guys,
I want some
comment.
comments that get flagged. As like, give me your worst. Like, hit us with your worst. That'd be great for me. I would love to hear the most vile stuff ever. So leave some really terrible comments.
Yeah, you want some really bad insults?
Yeah, you leave a really terrible, dirty, disgusting comment, and I'll read it next episode.
Here's what you can do. What's the what was that thing on Reddit that was like that they purposely had people like roast, like they were having people roast them? Okay, if you guys need a thing to do, you can go and look on our YouTube, or not on YouTube, on the Facebook Live videos. And you can, if you don't know what we look like, you can kind of get a visual of what we look like. And then you guys can give us some roasts on, on how we look or sound or whatever. Yeah.
I like that. Or also, since I'm now looking to be the new Jared, if you think of a place that I can gain a bunch of weight and then lose it eating their food, what restaurant would you recommend that I try this at?
Yeah.
I would love to know that.
Yeah, I would too. And you're going to have to start, you're going to have to be paying for new shirts too, though. If you're going to go up in size,
shit.
You don't want to lose your rep, dude.
Yeah.
Shirtful Freddie.
Yeah, I got to really fully commit to this.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mac and It's Always Sunny when he gained all that weight.
Yeah.
That's going to be me.
Yeah.
No, I'm just going to keep the shirts, just stretch them out. I'm going to grow into everything.
Keeping all the shirts. Look, no, this is my favorite shirt from high school.
And then
what do you mean? It still fits.
Yeah, I just hold up like the shirt. It's all misshapen.
The collar's like stretched the fuck
all
up.
This weight.
There's all these stains and shit inside of it.
Or like I want to get like an Adderall and X-Lax company to like sponsor me. I'm like, I lost all this weight. I've been high on speed and shitting my brains out. I'm going across the country holding up these big pants, showing you too could just be high on speed and shit your brains out.
Just doing tours.
Yeah.
And just having your fans just bring you Adderall and
bring me more.
X-Lax.
Yeah. You want to see me get skinnier?
You want to see me shit right there or hanging out? I'll do it.
I'll just spray ass everywhere.
I'll even sign.
I'll spray ass everywhere. You hold up my big pants, I'll take your picture.
Yeah. I'll spray ass on a T-shirt and sign it. You can take it home.
Yeah.
You know, put it as a trophy.
This fatso lost all this weight just by eating nothing but Adderall and X-Lax.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you again next week.
Peace.
Bye-bye.